Welcome to episode 30. Welcome to episode 30 of the SSG Scuffed Cast, and the first ever live episode we've ever done, hosted by myself, Widow, and also Neato, and joined by some other members of the SSG Scuffed crew, Trihouse.
Hello.
Veeds.
How's it going, guys?
And Ranny.
Hello.
We normally, if you've been listening, we normally talk Rocket League content, being a creator, and all kinds of stuff going live always, and everything that happens weekly. So we're super excited to be able to bring this to you live right now.
Yes. So this week we're coming at you live from twitch.tv/space station. Huge shout out to the SSG fam for making this possible. From graphics to promos, we made this happen in less than 2 weeks. So that's insane. If you're a regular listener on YouTube or Spotify, you can now join us in chat where we'll be asking you some topic suggestions at the end of the cast. And today you can enter to win a legit SSG dartboard.
We don't even have it. We don't even have the dartboard.
It's like a whole SSG themed dartboard. It's super cool. So you can just type enter at any point during the cast and you should be entered to win that, and I'll announce the winners right at the end. Yeah, right. I'm about to go and type enter into the chat. No, but yeah, one entry per person, so you just have to type it once and you'll be entered and you're good to go. But without further ado, new bundles expected on May 9th. The Chevrolet Camaro, Ford Mustang, and the Toyota Camry all coming to Rocket League. Which one are you rocking, guys?
Wait, is it not tomorrow?
The 9th? I went to the article.
Oh, I'm dumb. I thought it was tomorrow. No, I'm super excited though.
Oh, item shop on May 6th, just in time for the NASCAR Cup Series race on May 9th. I got those confused.
Yeah, new cars are tomorrow. We're getting, this is, no. Yeah, there's a huge cup on the 9th, but we're getting a bunch of new cars tomorrow. And for any of you wondering, they will be a Dom hitbox. They're all going to be Dom hitbox. So for those of us who don't like the Dom hitbox, get over it.
Okay. Yeah, but it's all about the way the car looks, you know, like... The F-150 has the same hitbox as the Octane, and I like it so much more.
True. So, this is very true. The hitboxes aren't everything. Either way, I'm super excited about it. Neato, which one are you gonna be rocking?
The Toyota Camry. You already know. Or this much closer to getting the Toyota Corolla in the game, and that's the car I drive in real life. So if that means pushing the Toyota brand day in and day out, then that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm going to do.
As soon as I saw Toyota Camry, I was like, Neato's like,
the Corolla. No,
and then I looked down in the comments and I saw you right on Twitter.
Yeah, no, it was like the first one that came out. Everyone's like super excited about a Mustang and NASCAR. And Neato's like, Toyota Corolla, Camry, Corolla.
Please. And also, they're coming out with like NASCAR decals that are super clean. There's an Oscar Mayer one, so you know I'm going to be rocking the Glizzy Mobile. I'm just putting it out there. It's literally...
Did they already show them?
It's a Wienermobile. Go to the...
They showed a sneak peek of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
rl.gg/NASCAR, and you can look them all up.
No, not a joke though. If any of you have been actually listening to the SSG Scuffed Cast for a while, we talked about this when the F-150 came out. We were like, what is like your dream vehicle to come into Rocket League? And I legitimately said, what if we get an Oscar Mayer Wienermobile? So this is one step closer to that. You can have your Toyota Corolla.
True.
I want an Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in Rocket League, and we are a second away from that. Veeds, what car are you most excited about tomorrow?
Probably the Mustang. But I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not hybrid. I really thought it was going to be hybrid.
I know they're all dumb.
I used
it didn't look like they were going to be
a lot
hybrid.
But I'm just surprised that they've not made them hybrid, or at least. I suppose they can't really mix it up, but giving like one hybrid and another like Dom or something would have been pretty cool. But
yeah,
probably the Mustang. But
well, there's still time though, right? We're going to get this is the NASCAR leg. We still have the F1. We still have the F1 leg coming. If you guys remember from the whole season 3 trailers and everything coming out, we had the NASCAR portion, but there's also going to be the F1, and I can't assume that they'd make all of those cars also a Dom hitbox.
Dude, I would be devastated.
If anything, they're going to be a breakout hitbox because the F1 cars are
the plank.
It'd be
even
very
lower
interesting to see more breakout hitboxes.
Yeah,
breakout or plank. Like it'll be something flat, but I would imagine something tells me they're gonna be bigger than the wait, what is it? Animus? The F1
I could
car.
see that.
Yeah, the Animus GP.
Kind of like F1 car that's already in the game. I think it'll be bigger than that.
Ranny, what car are you most excited for?
I thought they were all the same car personally, so it's hard for me to say. I thought they were just the same car.
Every single person driving a Mustang and a Camaro who's now compared to a Toyota Camry is fuming.
I thought it was the same car with different like decals. I actually did. Do they look different?
Yes.
Ranny, they're different cars.
A Mustang and a Camaro do look quite different from a Toyota Camry.
Oh.
Because the Toyota Camry is elite. It's superior.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. That's the new James Bond car.
Neato, I need you to calm down.
Which one's going to give me an advantage?
Which one's going to give you an advantage? Yeah. They're all Dom hitboxes, Randy, so none.
Yeah, I'm the Octane. I like the Octane. It looks good. Maybe the Octane with the racer decal.
God. Anyway, Trihouse, which one are you most excited for? So we can move on from this.
Probably the Mustang, just because
it's a Mustang.
Yeah, it's a Mustang, and it's something I've been talking about wanting in the game since like I first started. I was like, we've already got a Dominus in the game, so they want the like, because they used to make a lot of sporty looking car ones. Like they had a lot of sports car bundles, so I'm glad to see bring back some muscle. Personally,
it's muscle. Your F-150 wasn't enough for Trihouse.
Yeah. I'm actually worried that I'm probably gonna switch to the Mustang. It's like I just started playing with the F-150. Like,
that's what everyone said about the Lambo too. They were like Lambo main coming at you, and then they just switched back to the.
If they had made the Lamborghini Open Cup thing, the 1v1 thing that they did for everybody, if they'd made that, you won a Lamborghini the way they made you win an F-150. I think people would have been more excited about it.
I don't think Rocket League has the funds for that one.
It's easy $200,000.
If you're gonna give away an F-150 and an F-150 Cup, you're gonna give away a Lamborghini in the Lamborghini Cup, and we expect an actual NASCAR given away with the NASCAR Cup coming up. Like Neato said,
with a pit crew.
We have a giant NASCAR event happening on the 9th, so it's super exciting to see. It's super exciting to see, events like that happening. People have been talking for a while about how they wanted Rocket League to put on more things. And it's kind of weird saying that because this past week has been the quietest week of Rocket League we've had in 6 months?
Yeah, we're just kind of chilling this week. There wasn't like a ton of a hype aside from the NA-EU debate finally being settled. Obviously, NA coming out on top. That was
Yeah, NA definitely. That was the.
That is what happened. That is what happened.
Carried by Turbo.
For any of you who did not listen, NA just we're the best.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
That's exactly what happened.
I'll agree with that.
No, if anyone missed that, if you remember the famous call out of, one of our precious SSG boys calling out, all of EU and saying that NA, basically could dominate all of EU. And, we tried that on EU servers and it didn't go so well for NA. But like we said, Turbo carried it all. And honestly, Twitter carried the most of it because at the end of it, we got hashtag Mickey Moon trending worldwide in like an hour. It got up to like 7th trend worldwide, and it was absolutely fantastic.
That also just like it reminds me, it like just gives me this hope for Rocket League when we do get back on land and when we do have these like cross, continental feuds start happening again, like for real. It brings like so much exposure to the esport and to the game. So I'm super excited for that. And I just like legitimately.
I just like the drama and like the rivalries that are building. And I tweeted about this, but people were flaming Reddles for having an ego and starting all of this, but like that was like it was like my off day, and I was supposed to be spending time with my wife, and I was like, hold on, babe, I've got to go watch this event that's happening right now. And she didn't see me for like 3 hours because I was completely entranced watching this.
No, but
It's like some of the best things I've ever seen.
No, and it was fantastic. And I feel like a lot of people, and I'm gonna be real blunt and honest here. The younger portion of the community has a problem understanding what sarcasm is and what banter is. And so when it comes to Twitter, like, I don't think, and I will emphasize this for you. I'll give you an insider trader secret. Most of the pros are all friends. The majority of them, they're all friends. They play when they're not doing RLCS, they're queuing together in 3s and 2s and in scrims, and they're in calls together, and they're doing watch parties together, and they're all chilling and hanging out when they're not like just playing against each other in like the competition that's going on at that moment. And so the majority of the time, obviously there are situations where people don't like somebody, or they don't like something that was said on a podcast, or things like that, but the majority of the time it's banter. It's sports banter, it's esports banter, it's something that's happened always. It's just calling out and going, hey, I'm better than you, you know, let's play. And it's honestly them missing playing each other. We haven't gotten to see, if Reddles hadn't opened his mouth, you wouldn't have seen NA and EU like touch each other, like NA and EU like even play together or or go anywhere close near getting to witness that because of lands, unfortunately, and all of that. So what he delivered was content, and everyone had fun with it. Like Tri said, it was just something you just wanted to watch for hours. It got hashtags trending on Twitter. It got all of us like in the chat together. It was viewership peaking and all of this stuff just because he tweeted out and he was like, hey, I'll clap every single one of you. You know, it was just fun.
It was good. I agree. I think that it needs to happen obviously more often, just in between, like having just these small rivalries will really just bring more eyes and ears to the esport. But also something that will bring more eyes and ears to the esport is sponsorships and putting money into esports and like brands getting involved specifically with Rocket League within organizations. So I did want to transition to the next topic. It was almost a week ago, but NRG rebranded to the general NRG, and not just NRG, the whole org, but the Rocket League team specifically will be referred to the general NRG in broadcasts because they signed a deal with the General Insurance, and now they own the naming rights, which is huge for Rocket League. Obviously, people didn't like. I think the general itself is kind of a meme, like all the commercials and stuff like that. So when
Shaq
they saw
would
the
say
brand,
otherwise. Okay, how dare you disrespect the general like that?
Would vouch for so Shaq in Rocket League.
Right, getting Shaq in Rocket League. That's the goal.
All I'll say on it,
but yeah,
negatively, which is barely anything. I think, and I could go on forever about all the amazing things this brings to Rocket League. Why'd they have to touch the jerseys again?
I think that the green jersey was actually just a mock-up. And that was just for the article, and it won't actually be their official jersey.
I saw another image of somebody with it. I thought I saw another image of somebody actually. No, Musty gave one away. Musty gave one away.
Really?
Yes, it's green now.
Oh yeah,
man.
Musty posted on Instagram.
Turning into Trihouse's chair. They're gonna like disappear in the background of the video.
That would be so good though. Like for like if there's like for face cams, if they're wearing those green jerseys, we can like, you know, green screen whatever we want on them now. That's perfect.
That's awesome.
Just green screen.
Even more of a meme. Yeah, just keep piling on. The general is just like they just green screen the commercial on their jersey. It would be perfect.
Jesus Christ. No, but that's my only negative opinion about it. I really liked the last just change they just made like a couple months ago. If anyone remembers, it used to be like black and red, and then they changed to it being like the black and thin white and stuff. And then
that was like a year ago.
That was like time isn't real.
Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, they used to. I really liked their old branding, and when they first changed it, I hated it. But now I kind of got used to it. Like I really liked the black and white thing they had going on. I thought it looked really nice.
So here's my question for you guys, and I guess also chat who's watching this and anyone who's listening. What are some awesome brands that you guys would like to see get into Rocket League? So we've got General Auto coming in. Now that we've seen how it happens, it comes in and they're just kind of a sponsor and they can be a part of your org or a part of everything.
Well, we've seen like a bunch of insurance. SpaceX.
SpaceX sponsor SSG.
SpaceX, Space Station Gaming, space in space, spacing, and it's just
so double space squared.
Too much space.
I have an idea. Flex tape.
Oh, that's an idea.
They make great memes.
True.
Who's Flex Tape? Okay, Ranny. Who is Flex Tape sponsoring?
Who has the worst record?
Ranny, freaking savage, bro.
Team Liquid or someone, I don't know.
Team Liquid.
Flex Tape, fixing what you can't. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
He's out here
because Team Liquid and Flex Tape can patch up liquid holes.
That does work.
Yeah.
Flex
It's
tape.
perfect. It's a match.
What the hell? I'm trying to think. Just like where did that?
I mean,
Flex Seal, yeah.
No, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to get things like that in like big brands, because I mean I know that everyone says that the General Auto and stuff like that's a meme, and it is, but it's a huge name that has been around for a very, very, very long time. And everyone keeps forgetting this isn't really the first. Shopify also came in.
Spotify Rebellion?
The Spotify Rebellion? No, but Shopify.
I swear on God, every time I see their name, I think Spotify.
Yeah, yeah, but Shopify is a shopping, like the what's it called?
I don't know.
The storefront type kind of thing.
Yes, you can sell things on there. You can buy them.
Yeah. Anyway,
not the point.
But like Shopify came in, and there's the rebellion. For any of you who don't know, the Kansas City Pioneers are no longer like the team that you knew as the Kansas City Pioneers. Their roster was bought out by Shopify, who came into the Rocket League Esports team as the Shopify Rebellion, and so they acquired the KCP team. And so they're officially the Shopify Rebellion. And I keep wanting to say Rebels, but it's the Rebellion.
Weird.
But KCP is going to be staying in Rocket League and just looking for a new team. So like KCP wasn't bought out; it was the roster. So
I think we'll probably also see like other insurance companies like joining in on that, because it makes sense for like a car insurance company to want to be in a car video game.
Well, Geico's
like,
already
State Farm sponsorships. And the Geico.
So there's a Geico commercial for Rocket League, which is huge too.
There is.
Geico was actually one of the first tournament sponsors for Rocket League 2 way back in the day in 2015, early 2016. They had like a 10K tournament that they were sponsoring.
I didn't know that.
Cool.
That's awesome.
I just remember going to RLCS Vegas and seeing this State Farm ad of Sizz teaching me how to do an aerial shot after every single game. Like it was just the same.
Wait,
like,
what?
Hey guys, it's Sizz with State Farm, and I'm gonna teach you how to use aerial the right way. And I'm just like, oh my god.
I wasn't in Rocket League yet, so I had no idea about that.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah. I just remember that little clip. Like it was like State Farm tips, and you could see him, but it became a little bit of a meme.
See,
towards the end of the weekend, because it just kept playing over and over again.
On the flip side of these acquisitions and things like this, for those who do listen, and I'm going to say that a couple times, this thing, because for all of you who are just now being introduced to the SSG Scuffed Cast, I would like you to go watch us on go listen to us on Spotify and Apple, and watch some of our old stuff on YouTube, because this is actually, again, for those just popping in, this is episode 30. We've been doing this for quite some time now, and it's amazing to be able to do this live. But so it's been mentioned a couple times, but we've talked a many time about this in the future. When FaZe first came into Rocket League, everyone knows that I'm a really big, like, I love you SSG, but I'm a really big 100 Thieves fangirl, and I really want 100 Thieves in Rocket League. Like, I think it would be massive.
As you say that on an SSG
SSG
Well,
podcast.
guys, looks like we won't have a second episode. Widow's gone and scuffed it.
Yeah, like
I want the rivalry. I think it was Valkyrie tweeted out, and she was like, what scene would you like us to hop into? And I literally tweeted at them, and I was like, I want an SSG 100 Thieves rivalry. So no, you shush your little mouse. No, but so, and one of the big things we talked about, because it had not happened yet, we were like, I can't see 100 Thieves coming in and bringing up a new team. And it was mentioned, but it had never happened yet, that if 100 Thieves came in, they would probably buy out a team.
Yeah.
And now we've actually seen that happen. We've seen Shopify come in. We've seen Shopify come in and buy out a team. So that door's been opened now. I'm not saying that's going to guaranteed happen to any other team. It's just that door has now been opened. It's now been a thing that's happened in Rocket League. So it'll be interesting to see if bigger orgs do come back into Rocket. Like if Cloud9 ever comes back into Rocket League.
Oh, you know they're looking to.
You know they're looking to. But like, would they come in and buy out a team? Obviously,
for a while. Yeah,
An
I don't know.
ego
Cloud9's
punch.
never gonna feel the same. It's never gonna feel the same.
I have sources that say that they have been looking, but
oh yeah,
you
Trihouse
always
and
have
his inside
sources.
guy.
I've got the inside knowledge. I'm telling you,
I'm the
C9 has
inside.
been looking,
That's got to
but
be
they are
cap.
looking for a top team.
That's Cap.
It's
So
Try just trying to
Tries Captain.
anytime I just have like a guess that I'm just going with, I'm
Wow.
always just going to start off with, I've got an inside
Revolutionary.
guy.
The huge org of C9 is looking for a good, high quality team instead of a low caliber one.
Yeah, but there are none. There are none that they
Right,
can
that's
just
what I'm
buy
saying.
out
There
anymore.
are none right now. There's no. I can't. Like that's what I was saying. I can't see Cloud9
Like all
coming
of
to the
EU
org
is
at any
trash,
point.
so can't really buy out anybody over there. And then, you know, we've got,
Bold statement.
I mean, aren't all top 6 teams in North America taken now?
I think so. Ranny, what?
I had a really interesting idea. Have you guys ever thought about what if Twitch picked up, or Twitch became an esports org?
The
I'm sure they probably
conflicts of
can't.
interest.
I know they can't, but imagine if they did. Team Twitch, they would just like really heavily help them on, you know, their streaming and content creation as well. But like they just have like
Yeah.
a top esports team.
You
They
just like
probably
blew
have the
my
money
mind. I'm
for
like
it.
thinking about the possibilities
be
of this,
really
but like
good.
it's
There are so
not
many
making
problems with that.
sense.
I
So
can't
you're
tell if this
saying-
is an incredible idea or terrible.
I know, like I'm sure there's conflicts of interest, but that would be awesome if there
Okay.
was.
Well, that
Team
kind of
YouTube,
segues
Team
into our
Twitch.
new topic then, Ran. You just said you would like to see Twitch, you know, like if that ever happened, they could help an esports org by helping out their content and their streams and something. So that opens up. What makes a good esports org? What should esports orgs be looking at doing and
Content
bringing
first.
in? The
Well,
esports
I mean,
org
We need a
should
good team.
focus on content first.
Well, not content first, but I mean, like, there's because a lot of esports orgs, they get started because they have money.
Mhm.
But their only interest is like having really big marketing reach.
Yep.
So they could like get a team that's really good, and then not take any of that momentum and keep it, because as soon as the team starts losing, they lose all of their marketing reach. So it's like you've got to find a way to make your content go beyond just the team you've got, is what I'm
So,
trying to say. And I
branding.
think Space Station does a really good job of that. Like that's
do. Yep.
that's what people ask me, like, why am I on SSG? I'm like, because it's the people who run SSG are content creators
Mhm.
who
Yeah.
understand business.
Yeah.
They're not business people who could care less about content. So I think
As somebody
Yeah.
who worked in before I started streaming, I worked in marketing for like 6 years, and a large portion of it, the last 4 years of it, was working with influencers. And as you know, like time changed and like things evolved, it was working with people who were streamers and content creators or esports players and things like that. What Tri says is like above and beyond what SSG does, because so much of it for so many orgs is an endeavor. It's a business endeavor for them. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, everyone's doing Twitch now. Everyone's doing streaming now or gaming. I want to hop in on that. So let's get involved in that. And so they'll create these orgs. On the flip side, which is not negative whatsoever, a lot of esports orgs that are now bringing in more content creators also purely started out as like a gaming org. Content creation was just something that came from those personalities that were huge esports players. Like if we think about the pioneers in this, like Optic and like original Optic and FaZe and all of that, they all became creators, you know, and they all had huge personalities, but they were esports players to start with. They were cracked at the game. You know what I mean? And they were winning, and they were alone. You know what I mean? There weren't that many esports orgs out there who could be a group of these great players.
Yeah, I think what makes a great esport org is it has to do with like everybody working together at once. Before, like when I first started streaming, about 6 months in my career, I was doing really well. I had a decent average for somebody who had just started. So I got recognized by an org, and I had noticed like if I sign with this org, like they're reaching out to me because of my growth and not because of like, it has to be symbiotic, I guess, you know what I mean? So there has to be benefit for both parties, but it also like because they want to help you, because they believe in your content, and not like, oh, we believe in your content so much we want you to come on so you can help us build our org. Like your org should already hold up on its own. So
and it's not saying that new esports org and these new places
no, it's just
coming
difficult.
in,
You have to find a right balance. You have to support the right people and meet the right people. Like unfortunately in esports right now, there is not, like, people will say like, oh, it's a big booming business, but there's not a lot of money. Like Widow said before, you have to have your own money first to start an esports org, and you end up losing a lot of money, because if you're not winning, if you're thinking about, oh, I'm going to pick up a bunch of pros and we're going to try and compete, like if you're not winning, you're not making any money, and you're paying these pros, I hope. Like that's the whole thing too. You want to make sure that if you're looking into an org, that this org can provide for the people that are on the org, and that includes like equipment and like a monthly pay, because these kids and these people that are creating content, like they're working like on their own, maybe up to 8+ hours a day, because content creation is a full-time job. People don't realize if you're trying to grow, you have to be posting on so many different platforms, and if you don't have an editor, that's all done by you, and you have to stream and all this other stuff. So yeah, just having that support system is huge. So that is definitely if you see that the creators or the pros on an org are being taken care of, that's a sign of a good org. Like that's how you know, like, oh, they're making the right connections, they're taking the right steps to better the people that they rely on. So it depends. I think there's a lot of like smaller orgs that are trying to make it into the scene, and I think the best thing that they could do to grow as an org is to just focus on their own communities, as opposed to trying to outsource to get more clout or trying to get like the biggest creator in a certain thing. As long as they like take care of themselves, they can like grow from that,
Well, and a big thing for people to pay attention to, especially with all of these, there's a lot of, positive, good intentioned people just trying to break into the scene. It's what they're trying to do and all of that. But it's also like for those creators out there, for those of you who are really looking to push it as a creator, be a part of an org, be a part of something bigger, to grow together and things like that. One of the biggest things to realize, vet the people who reach out to you, because while all these new things are coming in, there's a lot of shady situations of people just coming in and being like, be a part of my org. Oh, you want to be? I will, but make sure that every sponsor that you're getting an email about goes through me. You know what I mean? So that we can talk to them, so that we can vet your best interests, and we need you. There's a thing that a lot of orgs do that that isn't always the best, and I understand, like Neato said, there needs to be a balance. There needs to be like people give and take. The org is supporting the creator is helping the org, along those lines. But there are so many situations in esports orgs where they're like, okay, here's what you're gonna do. Twice a week you're gonna have a tweet go out about us, and then you're gonna have an Instagram post, and you're going to have a sponsored stream about us, and you need to have the branding in every single one of those, and you need to talk about us at least 5. And at the end of the day, you need to talk about us, our org, 5 times a week. to be a part of us and then vet everything through us and then vet all of this. And here's the thing, we're not in a situation to be able to pay you, but we're going to help you with you having our name in there. And if you look at that from like a literal marketing platform, they're not giving you anything.
Yeah.
That is you helping
I had
them.
one of those offers before Space Station, actually.
So did we.
Yeah, I had about two.
It's
I had about
really-
2 orgs approach me before Space Station approached me, and even when Space Station approached me, I had to like sit down and be like, going back and forth, like, do I want to be a part of an org or do I want to continue growing my own brand? But the one thing that stood out from SSG to these other orgs that had reached out to me previously is that they reassured that they believed in my content, and I knew that I could continue to grow on my own and still be a part of SSG, and they wouldn't have to rely on my growth alone to, there's less pressure on me as a creator because I know that they're
Yeah.
just there to help me thrive. And I don't like, whereas the other orgs, it's like, I feel like, if I wasn't performing, like that would be it. They'd be like, yo, what's going on? You have to be, like Widow said, you have to do X, Y, and Z for us so that we can continue to grow. But that shouldn't fall on that creator. That
I mean,
should
listen,
definitely
we
fall
all
on
had to
the
sell
org.
our souls to join SSG, but besides that, every single
Yeah,
thing that they do for us.
that was just a little tiny, like, fine print.
That's the unimportant portion of being a content creator is your soul. No, but seriously, I feel like, and I think everyone can vouch, and I'd love to hear from the guys and things there, but like SSG and for us, I know this went from what makes a good esports org to what makes SSG fantastic, but this is the SSG Scuffed Cast
They're the
live
best.
live on the Space Station Twitch
We're
channel.
paid to be biased.
Showed on the SSG Scuffed Cast YouTube and on the SSG Scuffed Cast Spotify. So yeah, we're gonna be a little biased for SSG here, but I want to hear from you guys. But like, I feel like at the end of the day, what SSG does and sees for us is, hey, we want to help you be the best creator you can be. And along the lines of while we're doing all this stuff together, it has never once, not a single time, felt like SSG was like, hey, we're trying to help just SSG Rocket League scene grow. They're trying to help their creators grow, and in turn that does good things for SSG because their creators are thriving.
And they care about the Rocket League scene a lot itself as well, not just
So much.
their org, but they love Rocket League also. It's really cool.
No,
Yeah, I
seriously,
have-
we'll have nights where they just play it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that many a time. But there was like before I'd even really gotten into content myself, like creating content too much myself. I like you guys have heard this, but the listeners might not have. And in RLCS 8 in Madrid, I had the opportunity to hang out with a lot of the SSG guys, and I'm talking like the staff, not the players and whatnot. And it was clear that they loved the game and
Mhm.
community and everything about it. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me, just based off that experience. That when I was approached, I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm turning this down. And I'm happy I didn't, to be honest, because I won't be here recording or streaming this cast with you guys. But just to touch on a couple of things that were mentioned when you were talking about, like, don't give me that face, Try.
You're so cute. You're like a British ball of cute.
It's his buttery voice. Put a one in the chat if you want Veeds to read you a bedtime story over an audiobook. Anyway, Veeds, continue.
When you were talking about how, like, there's different types of orgs and there's orgs that literally just want to kind of feed off you, one thing that's quite evident with that is if you get a contract with an org and it's like they offer you a contract and it's like 2-year contract or something, that's like a massive thing that I've realized is like just a big sort of no-go.
Yeah.
A 2-year.
Yeah, like it's if they offer, and there's all these things like Widow was saying where it's like you need to shout, like, tweet once a week and do this and all this sort of stuff, and it's like a crazy long contract. you just know that that's not the type of org that you want to be signing to. But there was also something else. There was something that Unit said. I think he tweeted it the other day that stuck with me, and he randomly tweeted saying something. And I can't remember the direct quote, but it was about, you can tell how much an org cares about the people they're signing by the announcement of said person. And I can't remember the direct quote, but that kind of, it stuck with me a little bit, because it's so true, but it's not really something people tend to think about. Is like, if an org will go really far out of their way to put a lot of effort into an announcement for Twitter and Instagram about you, that tells you how much they actually care about you. And it's that, I don't know why. I saw it the other day on Twitter, and it's just, I've thought about it quite a few times since. So I just thought I'd touch on that.
It just reminds me of Godsmilla benched again.
Can't get away from it.
It's one of my favorite freaking posts, and I say it like every cast, but you could tell they really cared about benching him.
I'm sitting here like getting emotional thinking back to it, and the second you said it, I knew exactly. You go, I'm thinking back to, and I'm just like, God damn it. Oh my God.
If you guys don't know, there was just a tweet, Godsmilla got benched, and their social media manager felt the need to make a graphic and post about it and make it seem like it was a hype announcement, like he was getting signed. Godsmilla benched. Yeah,
with
it's
his
like,
photo
what?
included, in case you didn't know the guy we're kicking.
He's like,
They should do that for Reddles being suspended for day 1 of majors. They should do that.
Oh my God,
That'd be
Right?
SSG, you know what to do.
Please.
You know what
Right.
graphic to make. Congrats
Reddles
on the
benched.
day.
Yes, you gotta make the Reddles benched graphic. Oh my
Please.
God, that would be the funniest thing ever.
You would be so down for
Oh,
that too. You know he would.
Oh
Anyway.
God, oh God. No. No,
Wait,
he's so right.
Godsmilla replied, really excited for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This was forever ago.
know.
This was forever ago.
Yeah.
Godsmilla has since gone on
bring
to
it
a
up
different
every
team
couple casts.
and other things. But it's just no. But this reminds me so bad. Like literally, like Veeds isn't just saying that and thinking, oh, because they wrote a long message. When we all joined SSG Insider Trading again, when we all joined SSG and we were like. So here's the thing. There was about a window of, by the way, we all announced a week ago today that it was our year signing with SSG. But in 2 days is when it was announced. Well, actually, no, a lot of other people were announced this week. This whole week was when it was announced. In 2 days, it's when me, Ranny, and Neato were announced. But this whole week was when we were announced. But we had like this window from like where we talked about it, but from where we signed to when we could not say anything. And that whole time, it wasn't just because they had other things that they were wanting to talk about. It was because they were literally sitting with us to make these amazing announcement videos. Some of my favorite content forever, and not just because all of our faces are in it, but like we sat there and we worked on these amazing announcement videos. Every single, like it went
on for a week. Like that's the thing.
It was
went
game
on for a
shows,
week.
yeah.
There
It's
were
awesome.
there 13 of us, and at the time they had 2, so they were announcing 10. They were announcing 10 creators, I think. And they took the time. They took the time to make a video, an announcement to get every single person involved. And with all the same importance and with all the same, emphasis of announcing us and making us feel special and tagging us on Instagram and Twitter and on stories and popping into all of our streams and celebrating with all of us and putting us on their websites and just putting us everywhere and going, hey, these are our creators. We're proud to have them. Here they are. A year later, they're probably regretting half of us, but they re-signed us and it's great.
Yep.
True. 1 year. And,
yeah. We're all still here.
great.
We're all confirmed. We're all in
Yep.
SSG again.
Are we allowed to say that yet, Widow? Are you Are you leaking stuff?
We
already did.
are not confirmed. We are not confirmed.
Yeah,
We
you know,
are-
we're
I
all
might
we
be
could
getting
go at
kicked
any
out
moment.
of SSG.
I've been fired.
Your camera just
But
disappears.
Not
It's
only
just
do you
me.
prefer
I'm just like,
100 thieves.
right? That's 2 strikes, Widow. That's 2. You're on a thin line. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but it's incredible the amount of support that we get from SSG. I honestly think it's unreal. I think I am, maybe it's bias, and I don't know what other people have experienced in other orgs, but there is just this feeling of community and family that I get from SSG. I know when the panorama is over, that once we can all get together, it'll just feel like we're, it's like a family reunion, So I'm just excited for that feeling of getting to see everybody, because for the
Widow.
longest time I would wake up and be like, wow, I am on SSG. And I think that's because I haven't had that experience with you guys like in person, so it's like there's just kind of like this, almost like I'm in a dream about it. But hopefully,
Oh my God.
Widow's just dying to say
No.
something.
I think
no,
she was
super
raising her
excited.
hand.
Neato mentioned the panorama, but while we're speaking of the pizzeria that we're all living in, there was something that is not on the topic board that just got announced, and I know because I got a giant ping to the thing that I was supposed to have turned off. But speaking of the pizzeria that pushed off everything and that the things that we had to wait for, guys, it was announced this morning that the Intel World Open is back on and is happening, and Rocket League is back involved. So again, if you
We'll
missed
see.
out, for all of you guys,
We'll
no, they
see.
literally just announced the road to the
I
Intel
don't
Open.
believe it.
Shut up, Trihouse.
I don't believe it.
Guys,
Wait, for this
for
year though?
yeah.
Or for next year?
Click, there's all the information, and you can pull up all the information while I the Baha. My brain melted.
Nice.
Out of my body. There are so many of you
exciting.
who joined post free to play. And so you are not aware of this, but before the unfortunate series of events that happened that was 2020, it was announced in 2019 that Rocket League was going to be in the Olympics, and the Intel World Open was going to be a huge event in Tokyo, preceding is the right context. The Olympics, Before the Olympics is the Intel World Open. Before the Olympics is the Intel World Open, and they were going to have Street Fighter and Rocket League. And they were going to have players picked out of every country in Rocket League. So we're going to get teams of like Canadian players and NA players and South America and everyone, the whole world gets to be involved.
USA.
And they
Then
just
we'll
tweeted
see
that
the
it's
whole
back on.
NA versus EU. Who was better then? What do we reckon? In
Oh.
the Olympics, who's better, NA or
Dude,
EU?
this is OCE's time to
France.
shine.
If it's only one team, remember, try.
Whoa.
One French team, it'd only be.
Oh.
Yeah, they
Dude,
would
I don't
pick
even
players
know
from
that.
every region. So like Squishy can't be on an NA team for the Olympics. Squishy will be Team Canada if it's Squishy.
Right, right.
I'm just
You
saying.
mean Team USA?
But he wouldn't be on Team USA. He would be on Team
I know
Canada.
you said Team NA.
Oh yeah, whatever. But like, yeah, this is OCE's time to shine. This is Australia. I believe Australia can win.
I would love to see. I want to see Middle Eastern teams playing against everybody at the same ping. Like that's
Right.
and also just thinking about the Asian teams too. I never even thought about like teams from maybe China or Japan. I don't think that China would get involved simply because they have a different
Not
version
yet.
of the game.
Oh, China's always
But-
cracked at the Olympics.
But they're
Right,
always
those
involved in
don't
the.
make sense.
What if this is the reveal? Neato, we talked about this 2 months ago about how the theory because we don't get to play the same game as Chinese Rocket League. It is a different game. It's the same game, but it's a different format. It's a different structure, and they're played on their own private servers, and they can't play with the rest of us. And we talked about it. Do we think that China is either like kind of, I'm gonna make a joke, and I'm so sorry, OCE. I love you so much, but at the expense of OCE, do we think they're around the OCE level where all their SSLs are probably RChamp 2s, or do we think they're just like pros?
No,
Like every
they're
single one
way-
of them is like.
You could
No,
have
they're-
said Like Nintendo Switch, why have you come after an entire region?
Yeah, the entire OCE region
Wow.
is just clicked out of the stream. Thanks, Widow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Gosh, Widow, usually I'm the one who
Widow, you're
says
making
sus stuff.
enemies
What
today.
is this?
Welcome,
Honestly, I
Chinese
believe
viewers. I hope
like-
you enjoy the Scuffed Cast.
I think that I
Or
honestly
do we
believe
think
that
they're cracked?
no, I think that they are cracked. But here's the thing: they play a completely different version of Rocket League. Like this isn't just like a you got a cool garage, whatever. Like there's an actual like visual like guide to where the ball goes when you're playing and all this other stuff.
Really?
I think it makes them better players because you can read the ball better. Yeah, you can look up. I think Justin played the Chinese version and Rizzo. Did, but you can look it up. But yeah, it is a completely different game in the sense that the game itself gives the players more information so that they can create I can't imagine like what their highest rank looks like. It's
What if they've come
I
up with a
don't think
new
it's-
mechanic that we haven't seen since they're all kind of in their own Rocket League world?
I never thought about that.
The Olympics
But
will be the
would
time
we
to see
will we
it.
even be able to implement it? Like, what if it's a mechanic that the physics in that version of the game
True.
allow it to happen, but it doesn't in Rocket
don't
League?
They're gonna
think-
try
I
to
don't
do it
think
in
that-
ours. It's just not gonna work.
Imagine,
I
imagine
don't
what that
think-
would do for our Rocket League scene, though. Imagine if, say at the Olympics is when we get to see China play for the first time. We see them come out doing things that people didn't think imaginable. Imagine the fire that will light under all of our pro players, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it'll be the months following the streams from all of them with nothing but lo-fi on 12-hour streams. You're gonna see Arsenal and Reddles and all of them streaming like 14 hours a day, just like grinding. The fire that would be lit under the pro players witnessing something like that would create god tier Rocket League for a quarter of a year.
I just want to watch the qualifiers for it. If like there's like the qualifier stage to see like who from like the USA
I
gets
bet
to go.
you'd have to catch streams. Like you'd have to catch player streams because
I
I don't think there
know.
would be an official like qualifier stream.
It's been announced. Thank you, Debo. The closed qualifiers starts the day after Worlds finishes.
Worlds in quotes because we all know it's a sham.
Oh, the pro players get no sleep.
Dude,
So somebody's just had to go and play a best of 21 final and then
Oh no.
start grinding for the Olympics.
No, not
10
start
hours
grinding.
later.
The closed qualifier is it?
They were
It's not the
already grinding for it. They have to go play it
Well, the
with
first
a
stage is
different
gonna be
team,
easy.
with a different team too, because it'll be whatever players are picked. Oh my, huh?
who's in charge of the schedule? Like what? Obviously, like I think Rocket League themselves should have known about that date a lot, like that, or that like maybe they were like, oh, between this date and this date, and they were like, okay, that seems like 1 week seems like a good break week, but they're like, oh, but we're gonna do it right at the beginning of that time cap, and now they have zero.
So
like
weird.
seriously, that's crazy that you have to come off of Worlds, find two other people in your region that you don't like that you fit well with, because this is the Olympics. You want to have teammates that you that you have chemistry with.
Sorry, I
and
whiffed the
when
open
you're
net in
in-
qualifiers. I played 21 games of Rocket League yesterday with 5 overtimes.
Yeah, so it's just like I get it. Like these kids play Rocket League 8 hours a day regardless, but the mental fortitude it takes to be playing Rocket League at the highest level, it's not going to be easy. And I can imagine that kids will come together for the Olympics, and then we'll see them not ever be friends again because of whatever happens in the qualifier. You know.
Ooh.
Like it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be really quick. Like people are gonna have to make decisions like that. Especially, I can imagine in OCE and Asian regions and Middle Eastern regions, it'll be way easier because they're the only people they can play with. But in NA and EU, NA we have a lot of Canadian players, and stuff like that, and South
Wait.
America. Like they're gonna have to, try and find people that are in their own country, depending, and that could be few and far between. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
A lot of the top teams that are already all from the same country will probably just stick together, though, right? You would imagine.
Right.
A
Probably.
really good question that just popped up, and I know we're not doing the Q&A yet, but
We can
the-
if we want to switch.
yeah,
to
we
that.
can pivot
I've
after
got
this
a-
because this was a really good question.
I've got a point.
For those so obviously I assume like BDS would in this situation, in this world where teams go, like Sandrock would stick together and BDS would stick together and things like that. But for the regions that do have to split players, because say if NRG wanted to do it and make a run for it, Squishy couldn't be on the team because Squishy's Canadian or whatever. Scribs asked a question and he goes, how would they pick the coaches for it? Who do you think the coaches for the Olympics are? They go like, because they would have to be like that region's
I don't
coach,
think they
most
ever
likely.
think that far into it. They're like,
No.
oh, there's coaches in
Well,
Rocket League?
Yeah,
I also
'cause if
don't
you all
think it's
think
going to
about,
be
like,
a
Verge.
huge concern because it's
Verge
actually
is an EU
not.
coach, but he lives in the NA, so I wonder if that changes things.
I don't
Does
think
the
it. I
coach
don't
need
think
to
it'll
be
matter.
from said country though?
I
Or
don't
could
know.
it be like a
Where's
Spanish
Chrome from?
coach?
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
just
bet
do
you
it.
could look up. I bet
Ready
you
for
could look
Lando
up
to coach the
actual
Olympics.
Olympic athletes and their coaches, and I bet their coaches are all from all different regions. I don't
Yeah.
see why they would have to. You can only be trained by somebody from in your country, so we can see like the ultimate. Like, I mean, I guess I could see that, but I really don't think that it's a stipulation. Like, who's doing background checks for that?
Mhm.
Also, I don't think
The
it's going to
Olympics
be
do
a
background
true
checks.
world
they don't.
Intel World Open. It's called Intel World Open. I think it's Intel Regional Open. I just looked up the event. It looks like there's just a regional final, so it's another.
It's
Who
another
cares? It's still for the
online hacking.
Olympics. It's
I
still for
care.
the
Nah,
So
it
it's-
kills it for
Olympics.
me.
Wait,
So
you can't do
is it just
Olympics
an-
on
is it-
land?
Is it already a Canada USA
Well,
That doesn't
final?
make any sense. Right, that doesn't make any sense.
Hold on.
Yeah,
can you
so
have the
for the
Olympics
North
not
American region,
international?
there's going to be Mexico,
You're right.
USA, and Canada. Like,
What?
You're so right, aren't you?
That's not even. That's not
No.
even the Olympics. That's like some sort of half Olympics.
Half
Come
Olympics.
on.
because my thought was, do you think this is why they decided to do Worlds the way they did? Because there's already going to be like a big Rocket League LAN, and turns out, no, there's
What?
not.
Okay.
So the
okay,
qualifiers
okay,
are
okay,
gonna
We're not
be
gonna
like,
let the vibe shift this much. We're gonna switch.
Yes, we
We're
will.
gonna switch.
People riot.
Okay.
People riot.
Okay, so here's my last comment before we get off of the Olympics. If there happens to be an Intel World Open, if there is ever an opportunity for Rocket League to go to Tokyo, SSG, you know what to do. Your content creators, your Scuffed Cast will happily report from Tokyo. But guys, our last
on my way.
stop pouting, Trihouse. Guys, we wanted to do something different for our last segment of the day, and we can run a little over, give it like 10 to 15 minutes. We're doing this live, and I know you've heard that and you see us. The fact that we can look at chat right now and the fact that we're talking to you means that this is different. For those of you who are listening to this from Spotify or YouTube, this was live on twitch.tv/space station, and to honor that, we want to do a Q&A with chat. So we a lot of us in our streams or in our discords and on Twitter have people ask us questions afterwards, and now is your chance to ask questions. Now is your chance to ask questions and us answer them for you right now, and then you're gonna go on YouTube and you're gonna go on Spotify and immortalized for forever. So bring it fire
Yeah,
away.
it can be about anything. It can be about content creation. It can be about Rocket League in general. Opinions about Rocket League. It can
I
be
have a
Opinions about
question.
Trihouse.
Who's asking?
What's your question,
taking the
Tri?
questions? Okay.
How are you going to call it a World Open if
Oh
The world's
my
not playing
God,
against each
he's
other.
on us again.
If the world isn't open.
if the world isn't open and you're not playing everybody in the world? How the heck are you going to call it a World Open?
Right, can someone
my God.
serve a
all right.
different
I'll pick up first. I'll
Sorry,
pick
I
the
was
first
just stalling while we were waiting for questions to roll in. Sorry.
I'll
let's-
pick the
let's
first
go.
question from Record Needle. He asks, "What headphones do you all use?" Well, right now, I don't know about you guys, but I am wearing the Studio Series Pro wireless headset. It's really awesome because it has a battery I can change with its own little hub right in front of my computer. I never run out of charge. It's the best thing ever, and I can walk all the way to my fridge, and my Discord still works. So if I'm muted in Discord, guys, and I walk away, I can hear everything you're saying. Just saying. Just so you guys know.
You use
Yeah.
all of our codes at Steel Series. You can find if you go to all of our streams, you can see a
12%
panel where you can use your
Ooh, nice,
favorite
nice.
Scuffed Cast person's code
got a
to
little-
save 12% on your purchase.
a little
I just realised I was muted when I tried saying I'm not wearing mine, but I do have it on the show. I wear a different headset just because it's comfier with my glasses, personally.
Same.
Try would wear a headset too, but doesn't fit over his giant
Oh
forehead.
my God!
so-
Chat with the diss
Wow.
of the night.
Wow.
Scripts they have
No
would like to
way.
know.
We almost made it through.
Oh no!
We had
Chat's
to throw
got
it
another
down.
one. Chat's got another one. Scribs AF would like to know, how do you all put up with Try's inability to play the game?
Luckily,
Oh,
I don't have to
that's
play with him.
mean.
Randy and I got to GC2 in hoops yesterday. Thank you very much.
Well, then
Oh,
that came to
man.
the next question from Debo. Ranny, what's it like carrying Trihouse and hoops?
Painful.
Fine. Fine.
Rate your
I
I
teammate
see how
out
this
of
is
10,
gonna
Ranny.
be.
Thank
Rate,
you,
rate
thank
your
you.
teammate out of 10.
He
Try out.
Worst, worst content creator skill wise. I mean, we already know. It's just like look below me.
No, but
Wow,
overall, it's
the
me.
rose. Is this
I-
what the
I
Q&A is
am.
gonna be? Let's go
I
back to
guess.
talking about Intel World Open.
Okay.
I'll take that one off a try, though. I am the lowest ranked Rocket League person here. Here's a good one. This is for all of you guys from Mitch Mosey. What's something you wish somebody told you before you started creating content?
Take
Randy?
care of your hands.
Me?
Yeah,
the
you go
question?
first.
What was something I wish I knew before
What's
making
something
content?
you wish somebody had told you before you started creating content? You've been doing this for a while. You've been a streamer for 5 years now.
I wish I started using Facecam sooner, and I also wish I got a better camera sooner.
Yeah, I
True,
for
true.
that.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like people do tell you that, Randy. How did you not use Facecam? I like as soon as I
I
started
was
streaming.
really antisocial in the beginning. I was
Aw.
camera shy, antisocial, and it just took me forcing myself to use it to get used to it. So
Yeah.
There was
But
probably
you think it
couple
made
months
you
where
a
I didn't
better
use it.
streamer because it like would bring you out of your shell a little bit more?
Exactly. Yep.
I see people do this thing where like I'll go to their streams and they have a face cam. They just don't have it on when they're not feeling well. Or they're not
Mhm.
or they're not when they're feeling well, but when they're like I don't know, when they're like mad or they just feel awkward, they just turn off their face cam.
Mhm.
And I've never understood that. It was like you have a face cam, just leave that thing on. And it's
Mhm.
Right.
like because I do think it probably brings you out of your shell like because you have eyes on you.
More
I don't
personable.
know.
It depends how
Yeah.
you like what your appearance is like though at that given time because there'll be some people that will go live but they've not really bothered getting ready to go live because they're not really feeling up to that. So I get it when
Well.
they in that sense.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, in my 3 years of streaming, I have streamed like completely without makeup probably twice, maybe once.
Same.
Like I have to
Same.
get ready before I stream, and I mean it's because then I can feel confident and I don't have to worry about my appearance while I'm streaming, and it's fine and whatever.
Mine's
But
the
yeah, I
putting
think-
the hair up. It took me a long time to like just
Oh yeah, I did that as well for the first time. I had my
to
hair
put my
up.
hair up. There's a million, and I ran about this a lot, and I've talked a lot today. But like, if there's there's a million things that I wish people had told me before I started streaming. But the biggest one that I can pass on right now is don't turn off your viewer count. Turn it off. Turn off your
Yeah,
viewer count.
That's a good one. I don't
Unless
have that one on.
no. So here's the thing: you can look at it afterwards. If you get to a point where you're pushing for partner or things like that, and you're in that realm and you want to turn it back on, that's fine. Turn off your viewer count.
If it messes with your headspace, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't, it's fine. But like,
Yeah, there's some people that they don't mind, but I hear a lot of people like, oh man, like I saw
if
that
you
number
are
and
a
it made me
smaller
feel some type
new
of way.
creator that is just looking to dive in and break into content though, and you're not pushing for partner right now, you're not doing all of that right away and all of that, you should not be focused on numbers. You should be focused on figuring out what type of creator you are and who you want to be and the type of content you want to produce and those things. Give yourself a while to not have a number attached to it, because once you have attached it to you can't unattach it. You know, once you've attached it, you're going to be focused for a very long time on it. Give yourself as long as you can to just not worry about it.
Without a viewer
What
count,
about-
your mentality is going to be more consistent. So you're not like, when you're down on viewership, it might affect how you act. But if you don't look at your viewership, then you're acting the same, quote unquote, same the entire time. And you're not really trying to overdo anything or underdo anything.
Yeah.
What would you guys be
Um,
doing right now if you weren't a content creator? Neato.
Wait.
Oh, no, try go.
Because I did want to talk about this because you said wish somebody had told me, and this is like all of like the big brain tips on how to grow and everything. Like part of the reason I love being a content creator is I figure that stuff out myself. and like
Mhm.
I really enjoyed that part of it. Something I wish somebody had told me before, or they probably did, and I just didn't listen, was like actually to take care of like your hands, especially if you're gonna be playing games for 8 hours a day. Because like right now, for the last like 4 or 5 months, I've been dealing with like what's probably carpal tunnel syndrome, and it turns out it's not very fun. And like, had I just done any sort of warm up before, or stretches, or kept my freaking hands warm. I used to like play for 8 hours a day with freezing cold hands, and it's just like not good for muscles and tendons and
Yep.
stuff. And it's like, it's getting to the point where, I mean, I can't even play Rocket League off stream right now, and it's starting to affect my content because like I'm trying to hit SSL this season, and I know everybody memes that, but like it was a real goal I set for myself, and I find that I'm struggling to do that, and the biggest reason that is because like I actually like can't use my freaking hands, and like when I'm off stream I can't practice. Like I haven't been in free play off stream in like at least a month, and so yeah, it's like
Gotta have
actually
those healthy gamer habits. It's really
yes,
important.
you really do, like with your hand, especially like if as soon as you realize like this is going to be a full-time thing, immediately start like taking care of your hands, look that stuff up, because it's like, and like you see it happen to pros too. Like wasn't it Violent Panda? Like didn't he had to take like a month off from Rocket League at one point? Was it Violent
Yeah.
Panda?
It was his thumb, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
especially Rocket League where you're just like slamming the controls all the time. It's like um yeah, so yeah, I really wish somebody told me about that because it's like shooting myself in the foot right now.
For me, I wish somebody had told me that the only opinion that matters is my own, like about myself. Like that's the only opinion that I matter. Because at first, I got like I guess like 4 or 5 months into streaming, like those tiny little negative comments that I would see, and they were like the same comment over and over again, started to get to me, and it started to affect my content. And I think everybody has to go through a little bit of a period like that because you're putting yourself out there, and they're going to pick on, the it's usually a projection, so like that's what I found out after just like talking through it. But people will say like the rudest stuff to you just because they think they can get away with it, and you kind of just have to realize like that what they say isn't true. Even if you're hearing it from multiple people, it's just them like like having some sort of internalized hate for themselves. So like that was a huge thing. Just like not caring about what other people thought about me. And as for like what I would be doing if I wasn't creating content, I would probably still be working at Starbucks as a manager. Maybe I would have my own Starbucks. Like I was on my path to become a store owner essentially.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of glad that that's not a reality because the last time I was at Starbucks, there's a reason why I quit. It was just like too much. Like I was being overworked. Like they didn't know my worth, so that's why I was like, I gotta work for myself.
They didn't know my
We
worth.
know
That's the
your
best
worth,
decision I could have
Neato.
made.
You're
Yes.
beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
would still be working in marketing. I worked in influencer and brand marketing before I got into streaming, and I'd probably be chronically depressed. Still, sometimes.
What about you, Veeds?
One thing that I wish I started doing a lot sooner was networking.
Mhm.
Yep.
Networking when you're trying to get into content creation is a massive thing. Just putting yourself out there, getting to know people and other people's communities, and just it's
Making
kind of
friends.
without really knowing how to approach people the correct way, you can quite easily do it wrong. But yeah, probably just networking, getting myself out there a bit more because I've always struggled a bit with confidence. But obviously, the more you do that type of thing, the more people you get to know, the more confidence it fills you with. So probably just that, really. Other than that, again, just having more confidence in myself and my content. That's about it, really.
Yeah, no, I
So
think networking
confidence is
is one of
key.
those, things that people find intimidating because they don't want to seem ingenuine. But I honestly believe, like, if you have a passion for something and creating a game, something, it could be anything for creating content. Like, as long as you're, reaching out to people who like the same things as you don't have to force any sort of relationship. It'll just happen naturally. You can create friends that way, and then it'll benefit you in your career, what you're trying to do, and in a ingenuine way. But it becomes ingenuine when you reach out to every single person just hoping and praying and wishing that they're gonna bite and stuff like that. So just make genuine connections with people that you would actually be friends with, and it can be really successful.
Yeah.
For you. So that's like my advice with that, because I know a lot of people like get intimidated by the word networking because they don't want to seem like, oh, I don't want to like come off as kind of like mooching, but you don't have to, as long as you are just there like purely to create like friendships and those business connections.
There's a
in
right
that
way to do
like,
it.
yeah, as
And,
long as you
like,
don't
all of us
expect
were
anything from the other
friends
person.
before.
That's
Actually,
the biggest thing.
didn't know
too.
Veeds before, but yeah, like all of us were already friends before we were part of Space Station. Like,
Yep.
for the most part,
Yeah.
like Veeds is now.
I knew Neato a little bit,
Yeah.
but I didn't really know the rest of you. And
Yeah.
then
Now we know each other way too much. Like
Yeah,
it's
now
kind of
we-
uncomfortable.
Way too much.
now it's like, yeah,
Wildly.
you don't want to see the before and after, like behind the scenes of these podcasts.
No, you really
Right?
don't.
take more
Quinn
questions.
would like to know. Quinn would like to know, where do you see yourself in 4 years?
First of all, I love you, Quinn. You're amazing. Second of all, 4 years from now, I would hope to have, I think a modest like goal for me is to continue to double my growth. So 4 times the growth. That's just kind of like a realistic expectation for me. If I can put 110% of myself into what I'm doing now, that is what can happen. And one thing that I've been doing too is before I go live, I will actually verbalize the things that I want to happen. I'm like, it's gonna be a good stream, like in the mirror to myself. I'll be like, it's gonna be a good stream. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be happy. It's gonna be great. And almost all the time, I manifest that because I like solidified that.
You
So if I
spoke
can
it
tell
out
myself,
into the world.
right, the universe is on my side. So like I do that as well with my long-term goals. I'm like, every single year I'm gonna try and work 2 times as hard, and then it'll work itself out from there. And then obviously like just changing when I feel it's right. Like I don't have to force myself to do anything I don't want to do, and I would hope to be in that position 4 years from now. Yeah, maybe in a different house with a kitchen that's nice
In
and,
Austin, Texas?
and then maybe somewhere closer to my friends. So we'll see.
I would like to I would like to have, I'm just gonna be full send here because I still stream every single day. I want to have in 4 years I want to have all of my student loans paid off. That's a big one. That's a really big one. In 4 years, I'd like to have, you want that dream too, Trihouse. You feel it in your bones.
It's not gonna happen.
I
It's
know.
not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
I want to have all my student loans paid off. I want to have 1 million followers on Twitch, and I want to be on a billboard in Times Square.
Yes, I can see it.
Well, that's
Gonna
something
happen.
that's been happening for streamers a lot. So
Yeah. There's
listen,
some Twitch people getting recognition literally in Times Square. It's insane. It's crazy how far that's come for.
I don't know,
For
but
just creation, content
but,
creation.
but healthier. Yeah, I just want to keep being a part of this great community. Rocket League community has changed my life, and I think it's done that for a lot of people. And I just want to keep being a part of it. Ranny, where do you see yourself in 4 years?
I see myself. Well, ask Trihouse. I'm still thinking about it.
You
come
could have
back to me.
said
Okay.
still with my amazing girlfriend. There was a
Well,
window
of
there.
course. Yeah, hopefully still with my amazing girlfriend.
You
hopefully
didn't
still
say
on
still
SSG,
with
but I
your
wanna know
amazing
what
boyfriend.
Ranny, you've got so
I
much to
want
learn,
my
my guy.
boyfriend
You
to
have
also be on a
so
billboard
much to
in
learn.
Times Square.
How many
She
more
didn't
dogs
say
are you gonna
anything
have
about you, but
before
you
you-
better have said something about her. That is. Oh man, Ranny. It's okay. It's okay. You'll learn.
It's your fault, Ranny.
Yeah, where I see myself in 4 years, probably still playing Rocket League, because everybody's like, Rocket League's gonna die. I was like, I don't think so. It was going on strong for 5 years before Epic Games bought it. I
Mhm.
don't see the game dying out here
On the
soon.
contrary. Yeah.
And it's such a unique game that I feel like Rocket League will probably become the #1 esport eventually, with how things are going, and how they're branching out into like high schools and colleges. Like they're setting this shit up like the NFL. Like
Yep.
they're starting it at the high school level, and then if they get good at high school, they get scholarships to go to college for it. And then if they dominate in collegiate Rocket League, they set themselves up for like the RLCS. So it's like it's all like working together. So I think
That
the
sort of
audience is going to
transition
continue to grow.
would be wild if eventually the Rocket League scene grew to be that transition. Because from now you can see kids that are not even in high school at that RLCS level. So if we can like
Yeah.
build pros, and I think it was Karma a long time ago talked about how the scene is going to grow. Like as the scene was going to grow up, as in the pros are going to become older and older as time goes on. Because when the game is new, the new players are the ones that have the the sponge brains and can learn everything really fast. But then as the meta grows, like the top players are going to be big brains, like people that have been in the game for a long time and they've seen a million situations. So
Yeah.
Rocket League overtaking League of Legends is the day I'm waiting for.
I thought of an
I can
answer,
see it
by the way. I hope I'll be playing Rocket League 2 by then.
Rocket League 2.
Mm-hmm.
You really think that they would make a whole entire new game?
Randy,
I don't know if it'll
started
be
a
in
whole
4
other
years.
podcast, bro.
I don't know if it'll be in
is-
4 years. It might be a bit longer.
With
But I
everything
think
that
that'd be
just
like a
happened?
minimum. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. But that would be cool.
Yeah, Sir Classy in the chat. Rocket League 2 with
Spaceship.
spaceships.
Yes, and
Star
SSG is
Wars.
still gonna be on top, of course.
Star Wars. Oh my god. Back when Sir Classy was on the cast with us, he would often mention Star Wars being in Rocket League. It'll happen, Sir Classy. It'll happen.
Dude, it's
I
coming.
reckon we will get a Star Wars collab. I definitely think it will happen.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Do
Oh
you
my
I
god,
reckon-
guys,
so cool.
do you guys ever have a moment of realization where you're like, wow, I have a community and I impact other people's lives?
Oh, probably twice a day.
Yep.
And then I also have the opposite realization that's you don't deserve anything that you've done. Nobody likes you. And then again,
Imposter
I
syndrome's
flips
up.
around. Yeah. I get them both all day, just flipping back and forth. It's like my God complex comes in like, you're amazing and you're gonna be the biggest thing that ever lived. And then it was like, and then on the other hand, it's like, this is all just a farce.
Yeah, I
You're
get
just
that,
getting
and then
lucky.
I don't get that part of it, Neato. I get the oh god, I've got a community where people watch me, and some of these people are kids, and they look up to me, and all they hear is me yell curse words on.
Shitty.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of kids saying shitty, and like for all we know, like that could be like be a growing thing, and everybody's gonna start saying shitty, and it's like, do I want to be the guy that did that?
Yeah, you
Like,
definitely
that's-
do.
that's
Don't
what you
act like
do.
you don't.
Well, no, as soon
You
as
know
I
what
see
you're
like
doing.
my little cousin
You
playing
really want
Rocket
to.
League, and I'm like, oh gosh, they can't watch my Twitch. No, they can't watch my Twitch.
Nope.
I'm like, YouTube, go watch my YouTube. But I have so much shame whenever I like,
Shameless self promo right there, though.
oh,
Don't go
oh my gosh, had to slide it in.
Oh no, you're fine.
Oh.
There was another really, really, really good one that I thought was how do you prevent good one, especially since we're talking about the next like half decade of Rocket League. How do you prevent yourself from getting bored with Rocket League? And two-part. Does Rocket League ever get boring for you, and how do you prevent yourself from getting bored with Rocket League?
I don't really think it gets boring that much.
No,
Yeah.
never gets completely boring.
It's just a
Right.
fun, like you can hop onto Rocket League. Think like any other game, and you think to yourself, right, I'm gonna go on for like 2 or 3 games. That's gonna take you like an hour or 2. But in
Mhm.
Rocket League, it's 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
it's just the fact that you can hop on. You can hop on and just go on free play for half an hour, and then come back off, and you've still had like fun in free play. But
Seriously.
go on, Neato, because you were gonna say something. I'll cut you off.
No, I mean, I agree with you. For me personally, because like I've had so many like ups and downs with what I wanted to do in Rocket League. Because before I started streaming, I had about 1,000 hours. I was such a casual player, didn't have a care in the world. I was addicted to Rocket League. I could play 10 hours a day and not even like blink an eye, sort of deal. And I was just playing because I was having fun. And then eventually I started streaming and I started to learn more about the esports, and I started realizing that there was a lot of things that I didn't know and that I should know. So I had to start like challenging myself. So that was a whole stage in itself. And then I ended up plateauing, and that was a big like moment where I felt like, do I hate Rocket League now? But no, it was just like an internalized, like you are taking it way too seriously than you're comfortable with, because you're trying to like please all these people that are watching you, but you just have to take your own, you have to like make your own goals and do what makes you happy. So now I just strive to have fun, but I also like challenging myself. So like I'll have like side goals, and with that I can improve at my own pace. I'm not trying to be SSL like tomorrow or anything, but for a while I had a lot of pressure. I was like, I'm gonna get to GC, and I have to, or else I'm I'm not a good Rocket League streamer, and that's just not true. That's just not true. So
No,
just doing my
it's
own
not.
thing, having fun.
Piggybacking off of that, see, it's not boredom, it's not boring. Burnout is very real though. Burnout is Rocket League. I don't think Rocket League is the one thing. Like I was very, I was the type of person who, if I don't like something, I will quit it. It's my worst. It's my like worst vice. If I don't enjoy something, I'm just like, nah, done, never again.
You're addictive.
Like did like 2 guitar lessons when I was younger, and then was like, too hard, I'm done, and I regret that now. But the point is like Rocket League has never bored me, not once. I've never gotten on and been like, just typical same thing that happened yesterday. It's burnout is very, very real. So if you're like Neato said, if you just suddenly start taking it too seriously, or listening to 12-year-olds on the internet too much, or just streaming it like streaming it constantly, it's worth remembering is that we're not all just casual Rocket League players. We stream it, or we create YouTube videos around it, or TikToks or things like that. We're all content creators with it, so we're not just sitting in a room quietly playing it and just getting to play it leisurely. We're trying to create content out of it every moment. We're playing it while trying to entertain a chat, or trying to make a video, or trying to do things with that. And so when you're doing that every single day and not really giving yourself a break or giving yourself slack, and setting goals that you're just trying to reach and things like that, burnout and exhaustion with it can just make you, like Neato said, because I know I've done the exact same thing as well, and I don't know if it's the same for the guys, but there's been moments where I've had to sit down, and Ranny has the most hours out of all of us. He's about to hit 10K, and I had to ask him, and I was like, I don't hate Rocket League, do I? Just had that moment where I sat down and I'm like, hey, this is the thing I do every day, but right now I don't want to touch it at all. And the thought of sitting down and playing it makes me want to gouge my eyes out. Like, I don't hate Rocket League, do I? It's not that you're bored, that you hate it. It's just you need a break. You need to pace yourself, or give yourself a break, or find something new to do with it. Switch it up.
Or
That's the
find
great
other
thing
games
about
to play
Rocket
with on
League.
the side. You don't want to
Yeah.
only be doing one thing unless you're trying to go pro.
Right.
And even pros shouldn't be doing only one thing, because too much of anything can be unhealthy.
Yeah.
True.
And
Is
pros
there
will
anything you wanted
probably
to-
burn out even easier, because they're just actually like, it's that mentally fatiguing for them.
Is there anything you want to say on that, Try?
Rocket League boring? No. It's for me, I set so many goals for myself, like as a
Goals.
content creator and goals in the game, that like it doesn't get boring for me. But the content creation part of it really helps in that aspect, like, because I love what I do and I love the game, so it just like it kind of works symbiotically. But
Right.
but also, yeah, it's like if you set goals for yourself and like you've got friends in the community, and it's like you want to play with your friends, and like it all just kind of works. So yeah, no, Rocket League doesn't get boring for me.
Nice. My
That's
goodness.
incredible.
But guys, thank you so much for tuning into the very first live episode of the Scuffed Cast. We work really hard on these every week, and it's really nice to see that we have, all these homies that want to know, and hopefully we can help you on your journey in Rocket League, creating content, or whatever else you may need to hear from us. So, as we wrap things up, I'd like to remind you, friends, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music, all through the anchor.fm/SSG Scuffed Cast link. And then from there, you can find all the socials. And we always love the feedback for the casts. If you came in midway through, you can go back and listen to it, like I said again, on Spotify. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye.